Okay, the steel column. So situation number 2, the steel column of a circular cross-section is attached to rigid supports at A and C. Okay, so in the drawing, the column is actually itong column ABC. Yung first part, AB, is a prismatic column. Tapos from B to C, naging ano siya, tapered or naging non-prismatic. So tinatanong lang ano yung stress dito sa AB. Tapos sunod, ano naman yung maximum stress sa column. Okay? So actually dito medyo tricky ng kaunti, no? You might think that stress sa AB is 25. Kasi 25 yung force eh. 25, yun na natin 25,000 over area ng AB. Di ba diameter na sinabi 15? So pi over 4 times 15 squared. Okay, and that gives us 141.47 megapascal, no? And you might think na yun yung sagot, which is hindi, no? Mali yan. Bakit? Kasi ulitin ko, dun sa formula ng stress na force over area, itong force na to, kailangan internal force. Yung nakikita natin dito na 25, that is an external force. Okay, and how do I calculate the internal force? First, calculate the reactions here. Kasi fix yan eh. So may reaction tayo dito, tapos may reaction din tayo dito. Di ba? Wherein, kapag kinompute natin yon summation ng forces Y is equal to 0, lalabas lang yung reaction sa A plus yung reaction sa C ay dapat equal sa 25. Okay, pero paano ko makukuha yung reactions na yon? Kulang ako ng, kumbaga, equilibrium equation. Kasi kapag nag-summation ako ng forces X, wala ka namang mabubuo na equation. Pag nag-moment ka, ganun din, wala ka mabubuo na equation kasi sila ay collinear. So where else can we find our equation? So to find our other equations, so we will move on to compatibility. Okay, alam natin na dahil sa internal force dito sa column na to, magkakaroon ito ng deformation. Ganon din dito sa part na to. At paghihiwalayan natin itong dalawa kasi obviously ito ay prismatic, ito ay non-prismatic. So para dun sa AB, magkakaroon tayo ng deformation. Para naman dun kay BC, magkakaroon din tayo ng deformation. So dapat kapag ka-inad natin yung dalawa dahil unyielding or fixed yung support, dapat 0. Okay? Now, how do I calculate the deformation at AB? So, di ba, ang formula naman ay PL over AE, where P is the internal axial force. Para makompute yun, ang gagawin ulit natin is ikakat natin ito, and then i-isolate natin itong nasa ibabaw. So, pag in-isolate mo yung nasa ibabaw, ito yun. So, magkakaroon tayo dito ng reaction sa A na force. So, therefore, yung force para kay member AB ay equal lang sa reaction sa A. And then, let's do the same thing para naman dito. Yan. So alam natin na meron ditong force, reaction RA, tapos meron din ditong 25. So ngayon, meron ditong internal force, ano? And what I would do is I would assume na dito ang mas malaki is yung 25. So upward yung magiging reaction natin para kay or internal force natin para kay BC. So that is gonna give me 25 minus RA. Ayan. Okay? So therefore, kung mapapansin natin, itong member na to will be subject to tension while this member will be subject to compression. So therefore, dapat ito ay assumed to be negative. Okay? Now, how do I compute for the deformation at AB? Again, sabi nga natin, PL over AE. Yung P natin para kay AB is yung RA. Yung L natin kay AB is 200. Ito. Tapos yung area natin dyan is pi over 4 times 15 squared kasi given naman yung diameter. Tapos yung E natin, sinabi kasi steel eh. So, matik yun, 200,000. Ayan. So, yung magiging deformation natin kay AB. What about for BC? So, take note, yung formula na PL over AE ay valid lang as long as prismatic yung member. Kapag non-prismatic, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin yung formula directly na PL over AE, no? Kasi nag-iiba-iba tayo ng ng area, ng cross-sectional area. So dahil nag-iiba-iba, then kailangan natin ngayon i-analyze ito sa ganitong paraan. So palakihin ko lang ng konti. Ito kunwari 'yon. Ayan. So ang gagawin natin dyan, kukuha lang tayo ng manipis na element that would represent all, no? And the reason why we have to use a very thin element to represent is because kapag namili ka dito ng manipis, no? Yung area dito sa ibabaw at yung area dito sa ilalim ay magiging almost equal na. Unlike dito, no? Na yung area dito at dito magkaiba halata. Pero kapag kumuha ka ng manipis na slice niyan, ang mangyayari yung area sa ibabaw at sa ilalim ay magiging almost equal na. So therefore, this is considered to be almost prismatic. Okay? At kapag yan ay almost prismatic na, magiging valid na yung formula natin na PL over AE. So, tawagin ko lang ito na differential, let's say, ang distance niya from the bottom ay, or wag from the bottom, from the top na lang. So, let's say, ang distance niya from the top ay Y. So, therefore, this will be the differential in Y. Okay? Tapos magkakaroon tayo dito ng diameter. So, para ma-define natin yung diameter, di ba ito ay 15? Sa ilalim, ito ay 25. Pero kapag nag-drawing ka ng vertical line, ito ay magiging 15, tas ilan na to? Tig 5 na lang. No, kasi 25 yung diameter sa bottom. So, 25 minus 15 is 10, tapos divided by 2, you will have 5. And then, we will be able to define ano to? Kasi 15 to, ito tawagin natin na x. Yung kabila x din. Okay? So, take note that this triangle is similar to this triangle. So we can do ratio and proportion. So therefore, we have y over x or x over y na lang. X over y would be equal to 5 over, ano ba tong total nito? 200, no? Okay, so 200 yan, ano? So 5 over 200. So therefore, it turns out that x would be equal to 1 over 40 of y. Ayan. Okay? Now, the reason why I did that is because kapag kinompute natin ngayon yung deformation nitong nitong maliit na element na to, yung deformation ng maliit na element na yan, ito, will be a very small deformation of the member BC. So when I say very small, that means differential. And that will be equal to P. So yung naka-apply dito na P ay ganun pa rin, ito pa rin. No? Kung ano yung nag-expose dito, ito pa rin yun, PBC. No? So that would give me 25 minus RA. Tapos yung L natin will just be dx. Okay, over area. So yung area natin ngayon is kapag define natin itong diameter na to, that would give me 15 plus 2x, which is equal to 15 plus, di ba yung x natin 1 over 40? So times 2, 1 over 20 of y. So therefore, yung area natin ay magiging pi over 4 times 15 plus 1 over 20y squared, no? By the way, sorry, this is not dx, rather dy pala ito yun. No, dy. And then e. Yung e natin is, again, still, so 200,000. Okay? So this is the deformation of that very small part of the column BC. So para makuha natin yung total deformation niya, then we will need to integrate this. No? So the total deformation of BC is the integral of 25 minus RA times dy over pi over 4 times 15 plus 1 over 20y squared times 200,000. Okay? Meron lang akong konting adjustment dito pala. Take note nga na itong 25 natin naka-kilonewton. So para maging newton ito, kasi di ba ang goal natin dito maging mm lang to. So para maging newton ito, we have to multiply by 1,000. Ganon din actually dito. Assuming that RA is in kilonewton. And then this is gonna give me my dy. Ayan. And apparently, kung titingnan maigi, magka-cancel lang to dito. Okay, tapos the rest of this, ito, tsaka to, these are constants. Now, they don't, kasi ang variable mo lang dyan is yung y eh. Okay, hindi pala kasama itong square. Ito lang. Yeah, constant yan. And by the way, ang limits nga pala natin is i-integrate natin mula dito sa y equals 0 hanggang dito na y equals 200. Okay, so pwede natin isulat yan ng ganito. And also itong pi over 4 pwede natin ilabas. Dahil ano naman siya eh, constant. So may iwan lang talaga dito is 15 plus y over 20 squared. And in our case, itong part na to na integral, pwede natin computein because we have our calculator. So we will have integral from 0 to 200 of 1 over 15 plus y over 20. So that gives us 8 over 15, no? 8 over 15. Tapos, bali, isulat ko na lang muna. 25 minus RA over pi over 4 times 200 times 8 over 15. So that will be the deformation in BC. And this is the deformation in AB. Okay? Ayan, so again, collecting them all together from our compatibility equation. So kopyahin lang natin to. Ito yung deformation sa AB. Ito naman yung magiging deformation sa BC. Ayan. Okay? We can cancel out itong pi over 4 na to para lang mabawasan. Itong pi, ito rin, we can cancel out. Ano pa? I think that's it. That's good enough. So we can now solve for the reaction at A. Pwede natin i-cancel ng 200. Para silang may 200. Pag multiply mo ng 200 yung buong equation, mawawala lang mo. Ito na yun. Okay, and that gives us 9.375 kilonewtons. Ayan. Okay? So now that we have calculated RA, we can now calculate RC. So since RA is 9.375 kilonewtons, then RC would be equal to 25 minus this, which is 15.625. Okay? So now, to answer the question, what is the stress in segment AB? So ang stress natin doon is, ito bali sa AB, ang nag-a-act sa kanya na force, ito, which is yung reaction sa A, which is ito. So therefore, ang correct na reaction stress sa AB is 9.375 thousand Newton divided by area. And that should be 53.05. Kaya lang meron dalawang 53. Okay? So ano ba ang nature ng 53 na yon? So tingnan natin to. Di ba nakuha natin RA is 9.375 na positive. So ibig sabihin, tama yung assumption natin dito na tension siya. So this should be under tension. Okay? So the answer here would be in tension. Okay? Next, what would be the maximum stress in the column? Alright? So the maximum stress in the column would be obviously, yung RC mas malaki, no? 15. No? 15 siya. So, we might think na matatagpuan natin yon dito sa sa part na to, no? So, we will have 15.625. Tapos yung area natin, kung isipin mo, kung halimbawa, itong nasa bottom yung inano mo, kinonsider mo, 25. No? So lalabas is 31.8, which is smaller than what we had, no, in the previous segment. But we also need to take note, no? Take note natin guys na etong RC na to will be acting all throughout in the segment BC. So as you can see dun sa part na to kung saan bago makarating ng 25, no, at the point where before you reach this compressive or downward force at 25, meron ditong area na subject sa stress na to. Kumbaga may area dito na subject sa stress na to or sa force na to, which is yung 15.625. So yung area na yon will have a diameter equal to 15. So that means this will be 15. Okay, and that is 88.4 megapascal. So ito dapat yon 88. And the nature will be under compression. Okay? For number 3, calculate the required allowable stress in the column if the factor of safety is 1.67. So ano yung required na allowable stress given a factor of safety of 1.67? Okay? So first of all, kailangan para malaman natin kung ano required allowable stress, i-compare kasi natin initially dun sa maximum actual stress. Which is in this case, ang maximum actual stress natin is turnouts na 88 megapascal. No? So from that 88 megapascal, balikan lang natin, this is for number 3. Na pag sinabi nating factor of safety, so pwede dito ka mag-start eh. Ang factor of safety is yung ratio ng allowable stress sa actual. Okay? Or you can also say na yung actual stress, no, ay equal or ine-equate natin sa allowable stress divided by the factor of safety. At kailangan ito laging mas maliit. Pwedeng ganyan, no? Less than or equal. Okay? So ngayon, ang lumalabas kasi, hinahanap natin, ano to? Hinahanap natin to. Okay? Pero meron na tayo ng actual. Ang actual natin na maximum, ito, 88. So, ibig sabihin, para makompute natin yung allowable na kinakailangan, that would give me factor of safety multiplied by the actual stress. And that would give me 1.67 times yung 88 na na-compute natin. 88.42. Therefore, the allowable stress would be times 1.67, 147.66 megapascals. Yan yung required allowable. Okay? We can just round this up to 148. Okay? And that's how we solve this particular example.